Stan Fischler, icon, legend, the ultimate historian of hockey in the United States.
I haven't found anybody that brings the passion and joy to the game of hockey that Stan Fischler brings.
It would be hard to find a New York area hockey fan who didn't have some of their fondest memories linked to Stan Fischler, as he's been one of the voices behind a plethora of Stanley Cup champions and countless unforgettable moments.
The New York Islanders have won their fourth straight Stanley Cup. 1940 is history! Devils are the 2003 Stanley Cup champions.
With a broadcasting career spanning more than 8 decades, Fischler has been crowned hockey's top historian. After all, he is known as the Maven, a title he's worked tirelessly to earn.
Yeah, Stan Fischler, the Maven, right? This is a guy that lived and breathed hockey, and I think most of the guys I played with have a pretty good understanding of the history. Stan had an amazing understanding.
Born in Brooklyn, Fischler's career started in the early 50s. Shortly after graduating college, he was named publicist for the New York Rangers, his first job with the club in what would develop into a lifelong relationship.
Whether it was magazine articles, newspaper articles, whatever it was, he was able to transmit his knowledge to the fans who were hungry for it.
After stints at the Brooklyn Eagle and as the New York bureau chief for the Toronto Star, Fischler turned his sights toward broadcasting, becoming a rink-side analyst for the WHA's New England Whalers. Then came his big break. In 1975, Stan began working for Madison Square Garden, a connection that would last more than 40 years and would lead to him covering 3 iconic teams, the first being the New York Rangers.
Well, the Rangers showed some spunk there. They brought that puck in, and Gresham was right on the spot there.
Then the Islanders.
Those great 10 years out on Long Island, for me, the glory years, I call them, Stan was a big part of that. And just the fact that he was able to get a few words out of me in those interviews was probably a great achievement.
And later, the New Jersey Devils.
Stan had said after the '88 series, Kenny Danico was a PIA and a thorn in the side of Pat LaFontaine. I was real proud of that. It was understanding my role and what I was doing, and Stan really projected that and saw that.
His in-game reports and ice-level analysis were informative, insightful, and pioneering.
My greatest influences growing up, certainly close to the U.S.-Canada border, I would watch Hockey Night in Canada, but then to be able to get the American perspective, it was Stan Fischler and his voice.
And his post-game interviews were legendary.
This is a Gordie Howe and a Mark Messier type of game, hitting top to bottom, your impressions of the game.
But Stan always put players at ease.
I never felt like he was one of those guys that was just trying to get the superficial stuff. He was really trying to get to the meat of the matter, what made a team tick, what made a player successful or not. So I think most players really welcomed his line of questioning.
Whether it was something in the player's life or not just what was going on the ice.
Well, we knew this guy when he was single. Last season, now he's married, now he's scoring winning goals. I mean, what are you going to do next?
And if you think about it, go, wow. I can't believe Stan just asked that. That was great. But it was respected because it was unique, and he brought a little bit of flavor to everything he did.
His outstanding television work garnered him an incredible 7 Emmy Awards. Not bad for a kid from Brooklyn.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble. There's no doubt about it, but it's a gamble that has to be taken.
Fischler's contributions to hockey in the United States are immeasurable. His interviews help promote and grow the game, giving players a platform while allowing fans to learn more about them and where they came from.
When you think about the game itself growing, especially in the United States, a lot of that had to do with Stan. He loved the sport, and when he wrote about it and when he talked about it, that came out, and that resonated with people.
This inspired kids, especially in the New York area, to hit the ice and follow in the footsteps of legends like Morrow, Leach, Gomez, and Richter.
Stan gained legendary status because he worked at it. He came prepared, he had different angles, and he was relentless. I mean, this is a guy that lived and breathed hockey.
Fischler's prowess outside the arena is also the stuff of legends. He's the author or co-author of nearly 100 books on hockey, which includes the Hockey Encyclopedia. Stan's dedication to the integrity of the game continues today.
His legacy will be the love of the game, the great knowledge of the game, and how much he cared about the growth of the sport.